Nick, I just want to ask you about Monday night's game. Swift had the hot hand, obviously, through 3 quarters. You switch away and go to Kenny in the 4th. What led to that decision? Why'd you do that?
Yeah, we felt like in that scenario right there, we were trying to pound it a little bit. We know Kenny's good at that, being able to do that, protecting the football. And DeAndre has done a good job of that as well. But in that particular case, we thought it was what was best for the team, and that's why we went that direction.
Maybe preserving DeAndre, over the course of
everything's in play. Everything's in play. And so again, he had played good up to that point, and we thought right in that scenario we wanted Kenny in for that particular series. It just went a really long time, right? 9 minutes. We were able to bleed off the clock. So great job by the entire group of offense, play calling by Brian. The offensive line, what a tremendous to have 9 minutes run off the clock in a 4-minute drill is pretty outstanding. I believe Howie made me very aware the last time that 9 minutes was run off a clock like that was when I was on the other sideline in 2017 when it was the Chargers versus the Eagles at the I think it was a soccer stadium we were playing at. But it was nice to be on the other side of that for sure. So great job, again, by the O-line, by Kenny, by Jalen. Big third down conversion by A.J. And Jalen. Dallas had a couple catches in that, and so it was being able to run and pass in that scenario, leaning more on the run, but a good job by everybody.
But you're not immune to switching running backs in between a series, right?
No.
Okay, yeah. You just said that the length of it maybe factored in.
Yeah. No, we are not. No, they definitely will have plays in and out. Sorry, Jeff. We'll have plays in and out of that where we'll have, of course, that third down might switch. A certain play you might switch. But yeah, so again, in that scenario, we thought like Kenny was the guy to go with right there, and that's why we decided to do that, and it was a really good drive.
When you guys implemented the tush push, and I know so much has been made of it, did you have any...
Is that what we're calling it?
I guess.
Okay.
You
said it.
Brotherly shove.
Brotherly shove.
Can we just go with that?
Whatever comes up first in the search engine.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
I do too.
Who came up with that?
I don't know. I found it online. I'd like to take credit, but it ain't me.
Did you guys have any doubts about its legality, or did you have any idea of like?
No, we knew we knew the rules. That anytime we put a play in that maybe not that not a lot of people run, we'll definitely and that there could be anything within the rules. We'll always look into that. So we knew the rules that was completely legal, and it's been a good play for us. Really good play for us. Because the guys make it go and make it work.
With Jalen Carter, his reps have been about 40 to 50% so far. How do you balance, obviously, how productive he is with you have this rotation and sticking with it?
Yeah, good question, Rube. It is it's a long season, and so you especially at that position, you want to rotate guys to keep coming at the offense with waves and we're very fortunate that when you take one guy out, the other guy's a really good player too. And so, again, it's a long season. We want to come at him in waves. Obviously Jalen's playing good football right now. We want him to get the snaps that he's getting. I don't know exactly how the percentages is broken down, but I know he's getting, quite a bit for the defensive tackle. So they're all rotating, right? But again, long season, and we want to come at him in waves. So, that's, maybe does that move up as we continue? Yeah, it could. And so, but he's playing good football right now.
What stood out about the red zone offense when you watched the film?
I felt like that it was on, we had a penalty on one that bumped us back. And the other ones, I felt like we just had to put the players in better positions. And that's 100% me. I came out of that, dragged myself through the mud there, and some of the things that we tried to do. We just got to help them be in better positions there. Both in the pass game and in the run game. We'll spend extra time making sure that we're doing what we need to do to fix that. We've been really good in the red zone the last 2 years. Obviously, credit to the defense, they did a good job, but it's not up to our standard of where we want to be. And I just felt like, that was my fault with the just not putting them in great spots to succeed. And that game could have been, there could have, obviously we left a lot of points out on the board. And so again, Tampa's got a really good defense, so credit to them. But yeah, I didn't love my coaching in that area.
Games, how do you think Cam has played so far?
Yeah, I mean, after every game, we felt like he's played good. So 3 good games in a row, and we just want to continue with that. He's fit in nicely. He's in between 2 pretty good players. That helps that transition. Jason's a great communicator. Being able to get him on the same page, obviously being able to double team and with Lane is huge as well. And so Cam's done a nice job of stepping into the starting role. He was a center in college. And so even a little bit, out of what he was used to. And so obviously had a lot of time. He did a lot of work last year, being the swing guy and being able to back up all spots on the interior, but he's done a good job as he's, with his first 3 opportunities, and we just got to keep it going.
Nick, we've seen heavy 12 personnel usage the last couple weeks. What have you liked about that grouping, and what's working with it?
Sometimes you go into a game and like you said, you see an advantage that you can take advantage of, when you go into a game. And so, and we're confident, we're really confident with, when it's 11 personnel with the 5 skill guys are on the field. We're confident, when it's 12, that you may be taking a player off the field that you have a lot of confidence in, but you're replacing with another guy you got a lot of confidence in. And so, just with what the defense was giving us in those couple scenarios or those couple games was why we played a little bit more. And that will be forever changing, right? It's not, hey, we're playing 12 because of that. Again, confidence is built throughout every group, every personnel group that we have. That's why we put it on the board in the first place. But it was just a certain, a couple scenarios with what the defense was playing these last couple games.
I think you faced a high percentage of blitzes through 3 games.
Again, first it starts with the DNA of the defense, right? And what's worked for them for many years. With Coach Belichick, Coach Flores, and Coach Bowles, those are high pressure guys throughout the years, and I think so. To me, that's a product of who you're playing at times, and that's what I felt like for the first 3 weeks.
Nick, your philosophy on motion, we talked about it in the past. How much does that sort of change with your personnel week to week, or do you have a general sense of that?
Yeah, and that's a good question, and I know you guys have asked that before, and. And my philosophy is we don't want to just motion to motion. We want to motion to create advantages and be able to, or to pick something up or to mesh something together, right? All those things can all be true, right? And are of why we would motion. And so I always understand that we're a little lower in the league. I think we're like 20-some%, which to me is more than what we've done. And it's just the way we're not going to just do it just to do it. There's some of that too, when you go no huddle that, like we do at times, that takes away some of the motion that you're going to do. And so there's a lot of different reasons for it. I think I've said to you guys in the past, like, I don't want to be bottom half in the league in anything. Well, when you think about a stat like that, maybe I was that I understand why we are there, because again, it's our philosophy just not to motion. Now we come out this week and motion, all over the place, and we'll do that. It's just like, I guess I think of it this way: if the best thing to do is to pass it 50 times to win, we'll do that. If the best thing to do is to run it 50 times to win, we'll do that. If the best thing to motion on every single play, that's a little extreme, but we'll do that as well.
Hey, Nick, beyond maybe the obvious, what's made DeAndre such a good fit, with this offensive line and in this system through 3 weeks?
I just think he has obviously he's getting great push from the offensive line up front. Our offensive line, we know how good they are and how talented they are, and they're just doing a phenomenal job. So he's doing a great job of seeing it. And, seeing where the holes are, seeing where the cutbacks are, seeing when it's not there and being able to bounce. I think he's been able to do it. He can make you miss. When you get out in the open field, he can jump over you. He can spin on you, right? And so there's a lot of different ways he can create once it gets past that initial push. But again, the offensive line's got a good push, and he's been able to create. That's a good recipe for your run game when you have both of those.
Nick, you talk often about connecting and as a team. Curious about the impact of connecting with fans, because we saw you post-game with fans literally up in the stands. Mm-hmm. How much have they played a role in 20 wins in 21 tries in the regular season here?
Shoot, yeah. I mean, what an advantage. We have the best fans in the NFL. And when you're playing a game in the NFL where the parity is so tight, that makes a huge difference, right? Everything makes a huge difference, especially the crowd noise, especially the deflating of the opposing team when you come out and they're getting booed while they're going through starting lineups. Trust me, I heard that, of what was going on there. And so that's a huge advantage. It's not a good feeling when you're on the other side. And I just, obviously wanted to tell them how much I appreciated them, and I wish I tried to go. I mean, I climbed up the stairs to go into the stands, and the gate was there, so I couldn't go up in there. But I would love to have high-fived every one of them, because that made a big difference in that game. It just right from the beginning. And so we love our fans. We'll be happy to be back to, Lincoln Financial here as we get this week, but huge advantage. Especially, it's a huge advantage as it is, and especially that with the parity being what it is in the NFL.
Nick, how excited were you to see Covey have that kind of experience tonight?
That was great. He reliable, really explosive, and he did what we've seen over and over again in practice. Since he's got here, and he's been, I don't know, Bob, you would know this. I don't know where he's been in the NFL. I think he was top 10 in punt return last year. I know he's up there. I think he might be number 1 this year, I think someone said, as far as punt returner. So we know we got maybe a hidden gem that not everybody always fully appreciates. Shoot, we sure do. And he is, fan favorite, or pardon me, a locker room favorite here. Like, these guys love Brent and Covey because he's tough. He works his butt off. Great personality. And so you like, yes, the 50 whatever yard return got the excited, but it's the connection that our players have and our coaches have to Brent and Covey, the person, that even made that maybe look a little bit even more uptick. And he put one on the ground last week, which he was upset about, and so it was a great redemption there. And I'm so glad he's our punt returner. Man, he is a great punt returner. You saw that in college. You saw that, and he's a great teammate. I can't say enough good things about the player and about the person. I appreciate you asking me that question, Merrill.
Nick Jalen had the 2 plays against the Vikings, the 2 sacks in a row, took that field goal range. But then in this last game, similar area of the field, he hung in the pocket for like 5-6 seconds and then hit it over the touchdown. Kind of 2 extremes there on hanging on the ball for a while. What is the coaching point, in that area?
Yeah, it depends on the rush, to be quite honest with you. I think, I respect your question, and I think I don't want to get into too much there. I just don't want to give away too much there. But I'll just say that it depends on the rush, and I thought Jalen did a nice job based off of what he saw in the Tampa game of hanging in there and ripping it. What an unbelievable throw. It was a little wobbly, but it got right to where it needed to get to perfectly, and that's all that matters. I told her about getting it.
Sidney Brown has played like 8 snaps, and Mike Evans is a Hall of Famer. What goes into a young kid like that, not backing down, not being in awe, kind of the moment being too big for him?
Mike Evans is outstanding. You're 100% right. I would agree with what you said right there. He has done it for a long time consistently. I got a ton of respect for that dude. So I agree with what you said there. And it shows you a little bit who Sidney is, that, not overwhelmed by the moment, not overwhelmed by the opponent, knowing that both things the moment was big and so was the opponent. And so he was just stuck to who he is, and, he's confident in himself. We're confident in him, and it was a heck of a play that saved us. I think it was we ended up saying those are 4-point plays. So great play by him.
All right.
All right, y'all.
Thank you.